So let's go ahead and compare the newer budget iPhone SE, the 2025 edition or 4th edition, versus the flagship iPhone 16. So a lot of people are going to be excited that Apple is finally updating the iPhone SE. It is going away from its 11-year-old form factor pretty much and bringing it into the modern age of iPhones. And it's coming with a $500 price tag when you get it straight from Apple. And the iPhone 16, that one is the classic flagship base model iPhone that still costs around $800, $829 if you get it unlocked. So you got a new refresh budget phone versus the classic flagship expensive iPhone. But those are the prices when you get these devices straight from Apple brand new. But I think I should compare the iPhone SE, the 4th gen, the 2025 edition, with the prepaid, heavily discounted price, because the beauty of the iPhone SE, it's a budget device, and Apple is going to push this phone hard, especially now that iPhone sales are slipping here in the US and in China. And I think that prepaid is the market to go to here in the US if you want to push iPhones. And this is the perfect iPhone to do it, the iPhone SE. And regularly, Metro, Cricket, Boost Mobile, they like to discount the iPhone SE, and you could get it lower than $100. And that's a beautiful price. So we're comparing really a $100 device to a $800 device. That's the real comparison right here. That's the beauty of the iPhone SE. So going forward, think of a $100 iPhone SE, or free if you get it from the major carriers, to a $800 iPhone 16. So you can get plenty of iPhone SEs for the whole family and still have money left over to get all the other stuff, and you still won't have the same price as the iPhone 16. So let's go forward and see what's the same, what's different, how do these compare, and which one's the better overall phone and bang for your buck. So basically, the iPhone SE is the 2025 edition, 4th gen. That's pretty much going to look like, from the outside and the front, is going to look like an iPhone 14. It's not as modern as an iPhone 16 because that one has the dynamic island. The iPhone SE will have the notch at the top. So not super old, but not super new either from the front. Build quality is still going to be top-notch, glass front, glass back on both of these devices. So there is no difference there. Now, when it comes to the SIM card slots situation, depending, the iPhone 16, for example, only has eSIM. It's eSIM only. It doesn't have the physical SIM card slot. If the iPhone SE could pull it off, having the nano SIM card slot and the eSIM, it would be a big win, but I suspect it's going to be eSIM only. But it's a budget device, so you never know. In China, where they're trying to push a lot of these devices, and developing countries, they still rock nano SIM card slots. And right now, the iPhone in China is the only iPhone, or the only country, that still has the physical SIM card slot and eSIM. So we'll find out. But right now, I'm going to have to give it a tie because we don't know what the situation is with the SIM card slot. Going forward, both of them have IP68 dust and water resistance. Actually, we get a little bit more on the iPhone 16 at 6 meters versus 1.5 on the SE. Now, the display, that's a big difference in these devices. You have the notch at the top versus the dynamic island. This is what makes the devices look and feel different from the front. But the one thing that they both share, which is terrible, is that it has 60 hertz on both of these devices. So in this case, the winner is going to be the iPhone SE because it's a cheaper device, but it has the same screen technology as the more expensive iPhone. Both are 6.1 inches. Both got really nice resolution. So a very nice display in both of these. The dynamic island doesn't provide that much more practical use for. It's just a little prettier version of the notch. Now, both of these are rocking iOS 18 and will get several years of updates, around 6 to 7 years. So they're going to act exactly the same on the software front. So it's a tie there. Storage, both of them are rocking 128 gigs starting off. And that's kind of weird because both of these devices cost are different. Both of these devices have different price points. You got either free or $500 or $100 on the iPhone SE, and you're paying a lot more for the iPhone 16, and it has the same amount of storage. So that's a win for the iPhone SE. Also, the RAM, it is expected that it will have 8 gigs of RAM, which is the same as the iPhone 16 and even the iPhone 16 Pro. So you're getting the same amount of storage, you're getting the same amount of RAM, and also we're talking about the same chip. We're getting the A18 chip in both of these devices as well. So internally, these devices are exactly the same, and that's very important because both of these phones will run pretty much the exact same way underneath. Internally, these are the same devices. So I'm giving that, that big advantage to the iPhone SE so far on the internals. Next, moving on, camera situation. Now that'll matter for some people because they are different. Very drastic change. The iPhone SE has that one single camera on the back still. No ultra wide, it just has the regular main camera, versus the iPhone 16 has 2 cameras on the back, adding that ultra wide. So some people might not like having that single camera, but I think most people could survive perfectly fine with a great one single camera quality. Both of the selfies are shooting in 4K, so that's no problem right there. It's going to be, well, I'm sorry, let me take that back. Both cameras shoot in 4K, the main camera, but the selfie camera, we don't know yet 100%, but I suspect it might have 4K. If not, it's not such a big deal. Both of these have a Bluetooth 5.3. Both of them are rocking the USB Type-C. So the iPhone SE, that's one of the major changes, is it's switching from Lightning to the USB Type-C. So it's very, very much the same physically as the iPhone 16. Both of them, although one has Dynamic Island, one has the notch, both have Face ID. So that's awesome right there. Now, when it comes to battery life, a huge improvement also on the iPhone SE. Now it's on par with being a bigger device, bigger battery. So that means better battery life, all day battery life. There's no issues here. Although you got a little bit of extra with having reverse wired charging on the iPhone 16. But hey, who knows? Maybe the iPhone SE will have that. But finally, the iPhone, there's not a lot of compromises on the iPhone SE anymore. We got rid of the bezels on top and the bottom. We got rid of the home button. We're pretty much using the top-notch newer technology inside and outside, except we're just taking away that camera and replacing the Face ID, replacing the Dynamic Island with a notch. So not a lot that we're giving up. So we've gone all over the place with these two phones, but it seems to me like the better deal overall is going to be the iPhone SE. You have all the same important internals inside: storage, RAM, and processor. You're also getting the same USB Type-C, and you're getting the same screen technology, although it sucks at 60 hertz. I'd like to see it at 90 or 120 hertz. And that Dynamic Island and the notch, that's the only differences right there. But when it comes down to the most important thing for most consumers, it's going to be the price. And the iPhone SE, if you could get it for that really cheap prepaid price of under $100, it's a steal. It's an absolute win for the iPhone SE. Better overall buy, better overall phone than the iPhone 16. Even if that $500 price point, which is what this device will cost unlocked straight out the bat, even that's a better price than the iPhone 16 and the same amount of updates. So yeah, I'm really excited about the iPhone SE, the 4th gen. The iPhone SE gets released every 3 or 4 years, and that's when you should really upgrade and replace your phone. Battery's kind of garbage, and the processor is kind of getting old, and the RAM is probably behind. Your phone might even be damaged, and the iPhone shouldn't be upgraded every year, and this is the case of the iPhone 16. I think that now we finally get the iPhone SE on a good schedule for most people to update, and this will sell a lot of phones, help Apple as a company, help the stock price go up. Definitely, the iPhone SE is a very important phone now in 2025 for Apple, and that's the winner of this comparison, the iPhone SE versus the iPhone 16.